it was only a matter of time before I got to use this deck box, these sleeves, and this playmat all together. Shout out to my man Charmaster for gifting me the Hong Kong Gardevoir 25th anniversary box 2 Christmases ago, because I've been excited and ready to use this beautiful deck box and these awesome sleeves. I've got protectors over them, so there's definitely going to be a little bit of a glare. But before we get started, again, thank you all for all of the support on the build and battle opening and the booster box. I honestly still don't believe those numbers are real, so thank you so much. If you're new here, a lot of the stuff I do is deck profiles and competitive content, so I don't always get to do openings, but when I do, they're going to be that same style and variety. So hopefully you stick around and enjoy, and if you want to, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the content. And of course, you can consider becoming a member as low as 99 cents a month to continue to support me financially with these sort of things here, since we don't really make a lot of money from YouTube. This is more of just like a hobby and a passion project for me. So anyways, yeah, let's just do it. You saw the polls, and then I pulled another one at midnight at a pre-release. Gardevoir EX. We've got 2 of them. This deck is done, and it's almost pretty blinged out. I can't believe it. So let's just get in. This is going to be one of the new, probably the best EX deck in a vacuum out of Scarlet and Violet. So let's just dive in here. We have the Gardevoir EX. Again, there's definitely going to be a glare. These are in protectors over the sleeves to keep the sleeves nice and clean. 310 HP Psychic type Pokemon with the ability Psychic Embrace. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a basic Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to one of your Psychic Pokemon. If you attach an energy card to a Pokemon this way, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. You can't use this ability if it would knock out that Pokemon. Alright, cool. And then the attack for 2 Psychic and a Colorless, Miracle Force for 190, and you recover from all special conditions. We have a Dark Weakness, Resistance to Fighting, and a Retreat cost of 2. So we are rocking 2 copies of this brand new Gardevoir EX. In addition, we are playing 3 copies of the Chilling Reign Gardevoir. These are the Astral Radiance Trainer Gallery version. They're function of the same thing. Shining Arcana ability on this stage, 240 HP Pokemon. As often as you like, or once during your turn. So each one that you have. Sorry, this one is often, so you can do this as much as you want. This is once during your turn. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Attach any number of Psychic Energy that you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like, so not just here, but wherever, and put the other cards in your hand. So if you don't find any Psychic Energy, it's functionally a draw 2. Really cool. And you have the attack Brainwave for 3 colorless, 60 plus 30 more damage for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. So you load this thing up with Psychic Energy, with Psychic Embrace, and you do a lot of damage. Absolutely insane. So we're playing 3 of those and 2 of these, and to get to there, we are playing tons of Ralts and Kirlia. 4 of each, but we are splitting it up. For the Kirlia, we have 3 copies of Refinement from Silver Tempest. Discard a card from your hand, draw 2 cards, once per turn on each of those. And we also have 1 of the Chilling Reign Kirlia with Mirage Step. Search your deck for up to 3 Kirlia and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So pretty crazy evolution combo there. And then, of course, for the Ralts, we have 3 from Astral Radiance, 70 HP, 1 retreat, very important to note. The attack Teleportation Burst for 1 Psychic, it does 10 damage, and you switch this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. And then we have 1 copy of Ralts from Silver Tempest with 60 HP. The attack Memory Skip, 10 damage. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks during your opponent's next turn. That Pokemon can't use that attack. This is really good against any deck that has their attacking Pokemon that only has 1 attack. So in the case of like a Mirror, with the Gardevoir, you just target that attack down, and they can't use it, so they have to retreat and move into something else. So that's the Ralt split on that. So of course, yeah, 4, 4, 3, 2. It's a hefty line, but because of Mirage Step, because of rare candies, there's a lot of different stuff going on in here. And to continue the support on these things, we've got Mew from Celebrations with the Mysterious Tail ability. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck, find an item card. It's a really good pivot for every turn to move in and out and find your rare candy, your fog crystals, and everything else going on. We've got 1 copy of Cresselia from Lost Origin. This thing is pretty crazy with the Moon Glow Reverse. This is a really good late game as a single prizer here. Move 2 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Not just their active, to one of their Pokemon. So say they have one that's like, I don't know, you missed a KO, it's got like 40 damage shy, You use Psychic Embrace on 2 Pokemon. You put damage counters on them. You send up Cresselia. You move the damage counters from all of your Pokemon onto that one and get the KO and clean up pretty well. Absolutely nice cleanup card. Then we've got 1 copy of Zacian V with the ability Roar of the Sword. Roar of the Sword. Oh my god, I can't talk today. It's early in the morning, and there's like construction going on, and it's loud. So I hope you don't hear it out there. But yeah, Roar of the Sword. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Psychic Energy card attached to one of your Pokemon, but then shuffle your deck. If you use this ability, your turn ends. But the Zacian here, 220 HP on this V with the attack Storm Slash. It's basically the same thing as Brainwave, 60 plus 30 for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. So you load this up and you can hit pretty hard, and then you have a nice turn 1 ending option here. That's it for the Psychic type Pokemon. We have 2 water types in here. We've got a Radiant Greninja for, of course, concealed cards. Discard an energy, draw 2. You get your energy into the discard pile so you can use it with Gardevoir EX's ability and go on your days happy and merry there. Let me move these up just a little bit. And then finally, the last Pokemon on the list is a Manaphy with the Wave availability. Prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon from attacks of your opponent's Pokemon. Honestly, we have all these little Ralts and Curlias, all these little bench sitters, like Mew and such, so we want to be able to protect them with Manaphy's ability. Alright, on to the items. We'll save supporters for last. Items, we've got 4 copies of Battle VIP Pass out of Fusion Strike. We got lucky and we hit some of the new Prize Pack Series 2 versions. At the pre-releases, they gave some away. Super awesome. You can only use this during your first turn. Search your deck for the 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. This really helps you just get rocking and rolling here with all your Ralts and things like Greninja to start drawing extra cards on that first turn. So if you can, get a Ralts or 2 and play Zacian and Greninja on your first turn, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good, I won't lie. We've got 4 copies of Level Ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less. Reveal it and then put it into your hand. So you can grab Curlia, Ralts, Manaphy, Mew, all available targets for the Level Ball. We then have 3 copies of Fog Crystal. I wish I had more gold, but I also really like the prize pack ones that we've had for a while now. Search your deck for a Psychic Energy card or a basic Psychic Pokemon and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So all your energy cards or all of your basic Psychics, really good search there. Then we then have 2 copies of Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards and search your deck for any Pokemon. This is going to help you find anything that's not considered, a Psychic or a 90 HP or less. So this is going to get your Gardevoir, Gardevoir EX, Zacian V, Greninja, Manaphy. Pretty solid choices there, as well as Cresselia. Just because it's not in range Level Ball, but of course you can grab them with Fog Crystal. Alright, continuing on, we've got 2 copies of Rare Candy. Choose a basic Pokemon and play, put a Stage 2 onto it in place of Evolution. So you just get to skip the Curlia, so if you have an extra Ralts, you can write either one of your Gardevoirs here. It feels pretty solid. Another thing too is, like, if you Curlia out Curlias, you have Ralts in the deck. That means that if you shuffle back in Gardevoir, you can still evolve these Ralts. And end up having a crazy board state by the time you're all said and done. Next up, we've got 2 copies of Emergency Jelly. At the end of each turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to has 30 HP or less remaining, has any damage counters on it, heal 120 from it. If you healed any damage this way, discard this card. This thing is insane because if you have a full HP Shining Arcana Gardevoir here, you can load up 6 energy onto it to hit crazy high numbers, and then the Emergency Jelly will heal that all away, and they have to still chip through the whole Gardevoir there. And there's also other combos with this. You're definitely going to load up things like Zacian with a lot of energy for some big KOs with the Sky Sealstone. You can only attach this to a Pokemon V to use it. So the only Pokemon V we do play is the Zacian V, so we'll pull that back up for this. During your turn, you may use this ability. During this turn, if your opponent's active Pokemon V-Star or V-Max is knocked out from damage from an attack by your basic Pokemon V, so in this case Zacian, take 1 more prize card. So say, for example, you're playing against Lugia, and you're hitting for enough damage to take out a Lugia. Sky Seal Stone will turn that into 3 prizes instead of 2. You knock out a UV Max, you're taking 4 instead of 2. So this can really swing the tide of a lot of different matchups. And again, it's just a 1-1 combo, so keep that in mind. But, you know, again, absolutely insane that you can use these together for extra KOs. Extra KOs, not extra KOs, but extra damage, extra damage. I'm not a morning person.
Brother, this guy stinks!
I'm not a morning person. So yeah, you'll be able to take an extra prize card. And the last item in the list is a Pal Pad. I don't have any pretty Pal Pads, so I'm just using the new one from Scarlet and Violet. Shuffle 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your deck. Pretty straightforward. And then for the stadiums, we have 2 copies of Temple of Sinnoh. All special energy attached to Pokemon. Yours and your opponents provide colorless energy and have no other effect. So this is really good in the case of Fusion Strike energy and all the different stuff Lugia has got offered up. They no longer, like, say for example, Lugia with this new format, this rotation, Lugia decks are going to shift into playing like single strike energy, which counts as dark and fighting and does more damage. And if they can't apply it as dark or fighting energy, it's just colorless energy, and they can't attack with half those Pokemon. So really cool to use this. And then we also have a Collapse Stadium. Each player can't have more than 4 bench Pokemon. If a player has 5 or more bench Pokemon, they discard bench Pokemon until they have 4 remaining. The player who played this card discards first. You can't have more than 1 effect, changing the number of benched Pokemon. So say, for example, you have something super damaged, super loaded up, and you just want it out of here, you can retreat, Collapse Stadium, and get rid of it. Pretty straightforward there. Also really good against things like Regis, other stuff like that. All right, on to the supporters. We've got 2 copies of Judge. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draws 4 cards. Judge is definitely going to be a staple for a few months until we get Iono, which we'll talk about eventually. But yeah, Judge is definitely going to be here. And you draw so many cards anyway, so shuffle, your hand into your deck and draw 4. It doesn't really hurt you. It's more of a disruption for your opponent because, Refinement and Concealed Cards and Shining Arcana, you're going to draw a lot of cards every single turn. For some gusting, we've got 2 copies of Boss's Orders. Pretty straightforward. Just gust up your opponent's Pokemon. Also, in tandem with that, we do have 1 copy of Serena. I know, no full art. I'm a pleb. I'm sorry. Then, continuing on, we've got Clara. Choose 1 or both. Shuffle, not shuffle, but put 2 Pokemon or 2 energy from your discard pile into your hand. So this gets you back whatever's been knocked out, whatever you discarded, and some energy back. Pretty solid options there for some recovery. There's not a lot of recovery left in the format with Ordinary Rod leaving, so we're stuck to things like with Clara and the brand new supporter, Miriam. Shuffle up to 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. If you shuffled any cards into your deck this way, draw 3 cards. So we can put them back in the deck, or we can put them back into our hand. They both have pink hair. They're best friends now. I don't make the rules. Last 2 supporters, we got 1 copy of Roxanne for some disruption if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining. Both players shuffle their hands into their deck. You draw 6, they draw 3, so definitely more disruption. And again, drawing 6 feels pretty good, and then you can just continue to draw more cards with everything else you got going on. And the last supporter, no full art, it's on the way. We have Worker. Draw 3 cards, discard a stadium in play. I know we play 3 stadiums, but our weakness definitely is going to be Path to the Peak to shut off our Gardevoir, Greninja, and Zacian V. But yeah, for the most part, you really want to keep the Gardevoir EX live at all times during your turns, so Worker will help you discard that. You'll be able to draw 3, and of course you draw 8 million cards a turn anyways. And then finally, basic Psychic Energy. I'm playing a whole bunch of different ones. I don't have enough pretty Psychic Energy to match, but we are playing 11 copies of basic Psychic Energy. But this is my early list for Gardevoir EX. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, of course. If you have any ideas, deck tips, deck techs that you want to see get done, also let me know. I'm going to work on Oinkologne EX, but of course I have Fort Wayne Regionals next weekend, and it's still in the current standard format. You can't get to play with all these pretty new Scarlet and Violet cards and the new rotation. So I don't know how hard I'll go with deck profiles for post-rotation just yet. In addition to, when we get Scarlet and Violet on TCG Live, I'll be returning the live streams over on twitch.tv/Steuben. Go follow me over there. I would appreciate that. Any code cards that I've been pulling from these packs will definitely be giving away on stream over on Twitch. in the following weeks here, once we can get cooked up and back on the normal streaming path as well with the new cards available. But that'll do it for me. Again, of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below of this awesome list. I really love Gardevoir. I don't know if you could tell with the playmat and everything else. So I'm super excited to have a super competitively viable Gardevoir in the format. The first deck I'll be playing in the new rotation. And of course, like I said, Oinkalin will come to the channel in the next couple weeks. Like I said, Fort Wayne is going to deter since it's a different format. And I'm probably going to play something goofy there, like Zoroark or who knows, whatever else. But yeah, that'll do it for me. I'll see y'all in the next one. Smash that like button. Much love. Peace out.